Hello, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Gerber DualForce. So this actually just showed up at my house tonight, and after I got home from work I found this waiting for me. So it comes in this cardboard package. And then one of the first things we do notice is that the Gerber DualForce has, it looks like, upgraded at least what I have for my center drive pouch. So you're able to use this both ways there in your belt. And then you'll notice inside you still have the place for the bit kit. So one of the common themes we're going to be talking about tonight is it seems like the DualForce is basically the matured product. So of several of Gerber's multi-tools, you'll find basically a matured product here of different other designs, and I really like that. I think overall the Gerber DualForce offers a tremendous amount of value. So before we get too in depth with this, I did want to mention that on Gerber's website, they mentioned that this is going to weigh 12 ounces and it's going to be 4.65 inches closed. The width will be 0.84 inches, so keep that in mind. It is going to be a fairly hefty multi-tool. I guess it feels a little bit heavier than the center drive, to be honest. Both these are pretty heavy. I'm not sure exactly the weight on the center drive right now. I can't remember it. Now closed, the center drive is actually going to be a little bit taller. But once we open the DualForce becomes a giant. It's pretty amazing how much it just is going to dwarf, to some extent, the center drive. So the DualForce is truly a gigantic multi-tool when it's open. So I feel like Gerber got his proportions pretty good, that it's not just huge when it's closed, but when you open, you've got a lot of leverage there, and there's a lot of work that can be done. So we notice Gerber will say that this is for smaller fasteners and this is for larger. For work, this is going to be a layered construction in the pliers. Got the slip joint adjustable pliers right there. And again, I was for some reason thinking that these slid out the front just like the center drive pliers, but obviously they don't. So this is going to be probably one of the largest butterfly opening multi-tools you're going to run into. So, but excellent design. It feels very well made. Really good. Now, what I forgot, or what is easy to forget to mention, is down here, Gerber has included the wire cutter and what they label as a wire stripper. So that's going to be interesting to put this into further testing and see how that works out. All right, so let's go ahead and close this up. And I want to say these snap really nice back into place. So good job there. Then on this side, the outside opening tools, there's no inside tools, but these are going to just have the 4 outside opening tools and the 2 bit holders. But the outside opening tools on this side are going to be almost identical to the center drive. And I think Gerber was very smart to just keep the design. I love the center drive's tools, these two especially, and I feel like they're just very well designed. Very long knife, and then just an excellent screwdriver. This is the one area, or one of the areas, that Gerber just really beats out the Leatherman Surge. The Surge should have an outside opening screwdriver. I really feel like that would just make it even better. But that's, some days I actually do take the center drive with me to work just because it's got that screwdriver. It's just so good. So we have the screwdriver, we've got the knife, and then on the other side we've got a couple more tools, and this tool is going to be the 3-sided file. Going to have grains of file there, and then it's going to be the chisel on the end. And again, I feel like this is the matured product where Gerber has in the past, for instance, on the free hand, this was another huge multi-tool, sort of flopped because it just had some tools that didn't make sense. For instance, this ruler that's a pry bar, why waste a piece of metal on a huge pry bar? I guess maybe it makes sense to some people, but evidently it didn't catch on too much because this is no longer made. So I feel like this makes a lot more sense to put a chisel on the end, to have the file. I really like that design. So it just adds a lot more functionality to it. And then on this side, you've got the saw. We'll have to do some testing on the saw later on, but I feel like it's a pretty good saw. And I really like the length of the saw. Gerber and other multi-tools get in trouble when they bring out small saws and people complain that they're too small to do anything with. And with this one, seems like a pretty good size. So overall, I feel like Gerber has done an excellent job. And then not to forget this is another really good design from Gerber. So Gerber has taken the bit holder from the center drive, at least in mine. I don't know if mine got beat up or what, but mine has some pretty sharp edges. And so I work in HVAC and I work with sheet metal all the time, and I know firsthand sheet metal can just tear you apart. And so this right here doesn't seem like a very safe design, just the way it's designed, sort of a thin sheet metal design there. Where with this one, it is plastic, and in this instance, I like the plastic better because this is not going to be under strain. It is not a bit driver. It is a bit holder with a nice magnet inside. And I just feel like it's more of a, again, a finished product. This seems more like a prototype, and this right here just seems more like the finished product. So I feel like the Gerber DualForce does a lot of things very well. When I say a lot of things, I mean the things that are included. So it's not going to be packed with tiny little tools. Gerber has already gotten in trouble with that with the freehand in the past. Gerber tried to fill up any little space with tiny little miniature tools. Let's see, I think I've got to open this. And then they just pack these tiny little tools in here. Tiny little screwdriver, tiny little Phillips, and it just ends up being laughable. Tiny little can opener. Where with the Gerber DualForce, they keep the tools that it has and they make sure that they're very functional and very valuable. So I think that's really good. All right, well, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and we'll be bringing some more videos out testing the Gerber DualForce. See you in the next one.